I'm sure if you clicked on this video, you've probably seen or heard about that one Bollywood movie, Padmaavat, where a queen and the rest of her subjects run into a fire to avoid enslavement by an opposing king in a war. Most who haven't seen this movie might find this uncommon, yet very real incident absurd and uncanny. However, why did they do it? Well, to truly understand why Johar was even practiced, we need to know what Johar is and its roots. Johar comes from the Hindu Rajput era, or a period in Indian history from the 6th to 12th century, that consisted of many Rajput kingdoms up in northern India, and they were mainly known for fiercely defending their kingdom against invaders, who were mainly Mughal rulers during the Delhi Sultanate and Mughal periods. Johar was basically the mass self-immolation by female adults and even children. Self-immolation basically just means setting oneself on fire, usually for political or religious reasons. Now comes the main question. Why was Johar done? Well, Johar was performed whenever a war took place and a kingdom was on the verge of losing. Usually during this time, whenever a kingdom was taken over, most women would become slaves of the opposing kingdom and be forced to practice their ideals and religion. So to avoid enslavement, rape, or other cultural factors, the women of a kingdom would burn themselves alive along with their valuables and children as a way to protect their honor and dignity during the inevitable defeat. They would usually conduct various religious practices before either falling into a specifically made pit like this, or running into open ground like this. Shortly after the women completed Johar, the men still fighting in the war would march onto the battlefield awaiting death. This was done to honor the sacrifice of the women. This practice was called saga. Now, there have been at least 13 different recorded instances of Johar, and 3 heavily cited ones, all in Chittor. The most popular of them being of Rani Padmaavat, the Rani of Mewar. They have a whole movie based on her, Johar, called Padmaavat, which gives a pretty good idea and visualization of Johar and gives perspective on the entire event. Traditionally, Johar was seen as a heroic act, symbolizing that the women of a kingdom valued their dignity more than enduring dishonor faced upon them by the invaders, according to cultural norms during that time. Now, there aren't many videos, texts, or information related to Johar, as there are other historical topics during the Hindu Rajput period. However, it's by either teaching or learning things we already know, so that we're able to preserve fragile yet fascinating pieces of history like Johar to this day.